Are you over 60, eating your greens, feeling virtuous, and yet still worried about stroke? What if I told you that some vegetables, when eaten under certain conditions, might increase your stroke risk overnight? Sounds counterintuitive, even impossible, but the truth is more nuanced. Here's what's really going on inside your body as you age. Your blood vessels become more fragile, your kidneys and liver handle minerals and toxins less efficiently, medication interactions become more common, and your capacity for detoxification declines. In that context, even a food we consider healthy can become a problem if timing, dosage, or context are wrong. Why does this matter? Stroke is one of the leading causes of disability and death in older adults. Many who survive a stroke lose mobility, speech, or cognitive function. If we can reduce even a small fraction of that risk, we preserve independence, quality of life, and cognitive vitality. For someone in their 60s, 70s, 80s, each decision counts more than ever. In this talk, we are going to do several things. First, we will look at how a vegetable, a so-called superfood, might become harmful in certain metabolic contexts. Second, we will break down the physiology and mechanisms, what changes with age that make these risks possible. Third, we will identify which vegetables or compounds are most suspect under what conditions. Fourth, we will propose practical protocols, timing, pairing, dose limits, so you get benefits without the risks. Fifth, we will consider supporting strategies, detox, supplements, synergy with medications. Finally, I will challenge you with simple steps you can try tonight. By the end of this speech, you will understand the root cause of how a nutrient can switch from being protective to being risky in older age, the 6 key insights that govern safe vegetable consumption in people over 60, exactly what vegetables to be cautious with and when to eat them, clear, evidence-based protocols you can apply immediately, how to monitor your results and adjust safely. You deserve to eat vegetables that nourish you, not ones that backfire. Let's deepen your metabolic clarity and protect your brain. If you're following along, hit the like button now and consider subscribing to stay in this learning flow. The supplements, foods, and protocols I mentioned are all tagged and available for you to explore. Let us begin with something that surprises almost everyone: certain leafy greens. The very foods we are told protect the heart can, under specific conditions, increase stroke risk in older adults. Here's what is really going on inside your body. As you age, your blood vessels lose elasticity. The inner lining, called the endothelium, becomes less responsive to nitric oxide, a molecule that relaxes and widens blood vessels. This nitric oxide is what keeps your arteries supple and blood flow smooth. Now, many vegetables, such as spinach, arugula, and beet greens, are rich in nitrates, which can be converted into nitric oxide. For younger individuals with efficient enzymes and a balanced gut microbiome, this process is protective. But for someone in their 60s or older, the story changes. With age, 3 things tend to happen simultaneously. First, the oral bacteria that convert nitrates into beneficial nitric oxide become less diverse, especially in people using antiseptic mouthwash or antibiotics. Second, oxidative stress increases. This converts those nitrates and nitrates into peroxynitrate, a compound that damages the endothelium rather than supporting it. Third, reduced kidney and liver clearance can allow excessive nitrates to circulate longer, interacting with hemoglobin and forming nitrosamines, chemicals linked to vascular stiffness and stroke risk. Let me explain this with a simple analogy. Imagine your blood vessels as flexible garden hoses. In youth, they bend easily and water flows freely. With age, small cracks appear and minerals like calcium deposit inside. When you pour nitrate-rich water through a hose that is already cracked and mineralized, it reacts differently. It can cause more pressure and damage rather than relief. A 2024 study published in the European Journal of Nutrition highlighted that individuals over 60 who consumed high nitrate vegetables daily had higher levels of nitrosative stress markers, particularly when their antioxidant intake was low or they were on certain blood pressure medications. The risk was highest among those using mouthwash regularly, as it disrupts nitrate metabolism in the mouth. So what is the practical solution? Number one, do not stop eating these vegetables. Instead, balance nitrate intake with antioxidants. Combine spinach or beets with vitamin C-rich foods like bell peppers, citrus, or berries. This blocks the harmful conversion into nitrosamines. Number two, avoid antiseptic mouthwashes unless prescribed. Let your oral bacteria do their job. They are part of your cardiovascular health. Number three, limit raw high nitrate vegetables at night. Late evening consumption, when circulation slows, increases retention and the chance of nitrosative stress overnight. And number four, monitor blood pressure variability, not just average readings. Large swings may indicate endothelial dysfunction from poor nitric oxide balance. If this is helpful so far, tap the hype button and consider subscribing. We explore topics like this every day, helping you use food as medicine safely and effectively. Up next, we will examine how oxalates in certain vegetables quietly overload aging kidneys and set the stage for vascular calcification, a hidden driver of stroke risk. Now let us talk about one of the most misunderstood plant compounds when it comes to vascular health after 60 oxalates. Many people load their plates with spinach, Swiss chard, or beet greens thinking, these are power foods for my arteries. But here is what is really going on inside your body. Oxalates are naturally occurring compounds found in certain vegetables, nuts, and seeds. In moderation, they are harmless. But in older adults, especially those with slower kidney filtration, mild dehydration, or certain mineral imbalances, oxalates can quietly accumulate and become toxic. When oxalates bind with calcium in the bloodstream, they form calcium oxalate crystals. Over time, these microcrystals can deposit not only in the kidneys, but also in blood vessel walls. Think of it like microscopic sandpaper inside your arteries, creating irritation that attracts immune cells and inflammatory proteins. This inflammation stiffens the vessel walls and narrows blood flow, one of the earliest steps toward a stroke. Let me explain with a simple analogy. Imagine your arteries as smooth riverbeds. The blood is the water flowing through them. When oxalate crystals begin to settle, it is as if gravel starts lining the riverbed. The water becomes turbulent, more pressure is needed to move it, and eventually erosion occurs. That erosion inside your arteries is inflammation, and that inflammation raises your stroke risk. A 2024 clinical review in the Journal of Internal Medicine and Aging found that adults over 60 with high oxalate intake had significantly higher levels of C-reactive protein and arterial calcification markers, especially if they consumed spinach or almond-based foods daily. Another study from Nitrics the same year observed that reducing dietary oxalates improved kidney filtration rates and lowered blood pressure variability within 4 weeks. So, what can you do about this? Number one, rotate your greens. Do not eat spinach or beet greens every day. Swap in lower oxalate vegetables like kale, bok choy, watercress, or romaine lettuce. Diversity protects you. Number two, cook your greens properly. Boiling or lightly steaming oxalate-rich vegetables and discarding the water can reduce oxalate content by up to 50%. Raw smoothies loaded with spinach and almond milk may sound healthy, but for an older body, they are an oxalate overload. Number three, support mineral balance. Adequate calcium and magnesium from food sources, such as sardines, sesame seeds, or plain yogurt, help oxalates bind in the gut instead of the bloodstream. When that happens, the crystals leave your body safely through stool instead of lodging in your arteries. Number four, hydrate intelligently. Older adults often drink less water. Aim for steady hydration throughout the day, not large volumes at once. This keeps oxalate levels diluted and reduces kidney stress. And number five, support detox pathways. A healthy liver and gut microbiome can metabolize oxalates more efficiently, including small servings of fermented foods like sauerkraut or kefir, or supplementing with probiotics containing Oxalobacter formigenes may help degrade oxalates before they cause harm. These adjustments are not about fear, they are about precision. The same vegetable that can harm in one context can heal in another when physiology is respected. If this insight is resonating with you, tap the hype button and share this with someone in their 60s who is trying to eat healthier but may not realize how hidden oxalate overload affects the body. Up next, we will uncover how the mineral balance of sodium and potassium combined with medications can unexpectedly turn heart-smart vegetables into stroke triggers. Now let us explore another subtle but powerful factor, the mineral imbalance between sodium, potassium, and medications. This is one of the most overlooked reasons certain vegetables can raise stroke risk overnight in people over 60. Here is what is really happening inside your body. Your heart, muscles, and nerves rely on a delicate electrical balance between sodium and potassium to function. Sodium pulls water into the bloodstream to maintain pressure. Potassium helps move that water into cells and keeps blood pressure steady. When this balance shifts even slightly, blood pressure can swing dangerously high or low. Many vegetables, such as tomatoes, potatoes, avocados, and spinach, are high in potassium. In younger, healthy individuals, this is protective. Potassium relaxes vessel walls and helps flush out sodium. But in older adults, especially those on blood pressure medications, diuretics, or ACE inhibitors, excess potassium can build up in the bloodstream. Here is a key problem. Aging kidneys do not filter potassium as efficiently. If medications are also conserving potassium, which is the case with many common heart drugs, blood levels can rise too high. This condition, known as hyperkalemia, can trigger irregular heart rhythms, sudden blood pressure drops, and in extreme cases, increase the risk of stroke or cardiac arrest. Let me explain this with a simple analogy. Imagine your body as a smart irrigation system. Sodium and potassium are like two valves that regulate water pressure. When both valves work properly, water flows evenly, but when one valve sticks open, as happens when potassium builds up, pressure surges in one direction and the system destabilizes. In your body, that pressure surge is a spike or collapse in blood flow that can lead to a stroke. A recent 2024 review in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition found that older adults on ACE inhibitors who consumed more than 4 grams of potassium per day, mostly from vegetables and fruit, had a 28% higher risk of hospitalization for vascular instability compared with those consuming moderate potassium levels. The problem was not the vegetables themselves, but the mismatch between intake and medication metabolism. So, what can you do? Number 1, balance your electrolytes consciously. If you take medications for blood pressure or heart conditions, ask your physician to check your blood potassium levels regularly. Small fluctuations can make a large difference. Number 2, time your high potassium meals earlier in the day. Morning or midday is when your kidneys and adrenal glands are more active. This helps process electrolytes efficiently. Avoid heavy servings of tomato juice, potato, or avocado close to bedtime. Number 3, add mineral diversity. Include magnesium-rich vegetables like zucchini or green beans, and do not fear moderate sodium intake if your doctor approves. Real sea salt or mineral salt provides trace elements that help maintain balance. Number 4, monitor hydration with purpose. Drinking water without electrolytes can dilute sodium excessively and worsen the imbalance. A pinch of mineral salt or electrolyte mix during the day can be beneficial for those prone to low blood pressure episodes. Number 5, consider medication interactions. If you are using potassium-sparing drugs such as spironolactone or lisinopril, your healthy green smoothie with avocado and spinach may actually push your potassium too high. When your electrolytes are balanced, vegetables become powerful medicine. When they are not, the same vegetables can become stressors, especially for the aging cardiovascular system. If this discussion brings clarity, tap the hype button below and subscribe. The more you understand your body's chemistry, the safer and more effective your nutrition becomes. Up next, we will uncover how your gut and liver, two silent regulators of blood flow, can transform certain vegetables into harmful byproducts that increase clotting and stroke risk. Now, let us move deeper into the body, into the gut and liver connection, and how this partnership determines whether your vegetables heal you or quietly raise your stroke risk. Here's what is really happening inside your body. Every nutrient you eat passes through the gut-liver axis, a tightly coordinated system where your digestive tract extracts nutrients and your liver filters toxins, hormones, and metabolic waste. When this axis is healthy, it converts plant compounds into beneficial metabolites that protect your blood vessels. But when it is sluggish, inflamed, or imbalanced, as often happens past 60, those same compounds can become toxic intermediates that thicken your blood and damage your arteries. Take spinach and beets, for example. Both contain natural nitrates and betaine, which under healthy metabolism are converted into nitric oxide and methyl donors, substances that relax arteries and reduce inflammation. However, when the liver's methylation pathways slow down due to nutrient deficiencies or chronic medication use, these same compounds can elevate homocysteine, a sticky amino acid that injures the endothelial lining of your arteries. Elevated homocysteine is one of the most underappreciated predictors of stroke. Let me give you a simple analogy. Think of your liver as a sophisticated water treatment plant. When it is running smoothly, clean water flows downstream, that is, clean blood circulation. But if the filters are clogged from alcohol, medications, poor bile flow, or fatty liver, waste builds up. That waste, in this case excess homocysteine and oxidized metabolites, acts like sludge that thickens the water. The thicker the water, the more pressure in the pipes, your arteries, and the higher your stroke risk. A 2024 study in Frontiers in Aging Neuroscience demonstrated that individuals over 65 with sluggish liver methylation had 30% higher stroke risk, even with healthy diets rich in green vegetables. The missing factor was adequate liver support, particularly vitamins B6, B12, folate, and choline, which are essential for detox and methylation. The gut plays an equally crucial role. With age, digestive acid levels drop, bile production declines, and the microbiome shifts toward bacteria that produce inflammatory compounds like trimethylamine and oxide TMAO. This compound, formed when certain gut bacteria metabolize choline and carnitine, promotes plaque formation and blood clotting. So even a heart-healthy meal can backfire if your gut environment converts nutrients into harmful byproducts. So, how do we fix this? Number 1. Support your liver's methylation pathways. Include foods rich in folate, like asparagus and Brussels sprouts, vitamin B12 found in eggs or fish, and choline from eggs or cruciferous vegetables. These nutrients help neutralize homocysteine before it damages your arteries. Number 2. Optimize bile flow. Bitter vegetables such as dandelion greens, arugula, and artichokes stimulate bile and improve fat metabolism. You can also sip warm lemon water in the morning to gently activate liver enzymes. Number 3. Rebalance your gut microbiome. Limit processed sugar and excess red meat, which feed TMAO-producing bacteria, and increase fermented vegetables like kimchi, sauerkraut, or kefir. Number 4. Protect the liver daily. Avoid unnecessary painkillers, alcohol, and artificial sweeteners, all of which add to liver congestion. When the liver is overwhelmed, the whole detox system slows, and blood becomes more viscous, the first step toward clotting. Number 5. Monitor homocysteine levels. Ask your physician for a simple blood test. If it is elevated, focus on methylation support rather than medications that only treat symptoms. When your gut and liver are clean, vegetables work like true medicine, lowering blood pressure, balancing lipids, and improving circulation. But when these organs are sluggish, even nutrient-rich foods can quietly raise your stroke risk. If this insight deepens your understanding, tap the hype button below and subscribe. The more you master your inner chemistry, the longer and stronger your life becomes. Up next, we will examine how pesticides and nitrates found in store-bought vegetables create oxidative stress in aging arteries, and how to neutralize that risk through simple preparation methods. Now, let us look at a factor most people never connect to stroke risk: pesticides and synthetic nitrates in store-bought vegetables. These invisible chemicals can quietly damage the very blood vessels that vegetables are supposed to protect. Here is what is really happening inside your body. Your arteries are lined with a thin, sensitive layer called the endothelium. This lining regulates blood flow, prevents clotting, and maintains flexibility. When pesticides and nitrates from conventional produce enter the bloodstream, they generate oxidative stress, an overload of free radicals that directly attack the endothelium. Over time, this oxidative stress leads to stiffness, plaque formation, and eventually higher stroke risk. You might wonder, but aren't nitrates from vegetables supposed to be good? Yes, naturally occurring nitrates are beneficial in the right context. However, the nitrates added to preserve vegetables or the pesticides sprayed on crops behave differently. These synthetic nitrates convert into nitrosamines far more easily, toxic compounds that constrict arteries and increase clotting potential. Let me give you a simple analogy. Imagine your arteries as clean copper pipes. Natural vegetable nitrates are like soft water. They flow smoothly and polish the surface. Synthetic nitrates and pesticide residues are like acidic water. They corrode the copper, creating tiny pits that trap calcium and cholesterol. Over time, those pits grow into blockages, the perfect setup for a stroke. A 2024 publication in the Environmental Health Perspectives Journal revealed that older adults consuming non-organic leafy greens at least 5 times a week had significantly higher levels of nitrosative and oxidative stress markers compared to those who primarily consumed organic produce. Another 2024 study from Circulation Research confirmed that pesticide residues in vegetables interfere with nitric oxide signaling, reducing vascular elasticity and increasing clot formation in individuals over 60. So what can you do about it? Number 1, choose organic when possible, especially for leafy greens, bell peppers, celery, and potatoes. These are known as high residue vegetables. If organic is not available, soak your vegetables in a mixture of baking soda and water for 15 minutes, then rinse thoroughly. This simple step removes up to 90% of surface pesticide residues. Number 2, rotate your sources. Do not rely on the same type of vegetable every day from the same supplier. Different farms use different pesticide blends, and rotating helps reduce cumulative exposure. Number 3, support your antioxidant defense system. Vitamin C and E, along with polyphenols from foods like green tea, blueberries, or turmeric, neutralize free radicals generated by pesticide exposure. The more antioxidants you have on board, the less damage those residues can cause. Number 4, enhance detoxification through sweating. Light exercise, sauna use, or even brisk walking after meals stimulates circulation and helps your body eliminate these compounds through skin and breath. Number 5, consider using plant-based binders like chlorella or spirulina once or twice per week. These natural algae bind to heavy metals and pesticide residues in the gut, reducing their absorption and aiding removal. And number 6, support your liver's phase 2 detox pathways. Sulfur-rich vegetables like broccoli, onions, and garlic activate the enzymes your liver uses to neutralize nitrosamines. That means the same compounds that might once harm you can now be neutralized by your body's own chemistry when it is supported. If you are finding these insights valuable, tap the hype button below and subscribe. Each week we break down how real physiology, not fads, determines what works for your health. The supplements and foods discussed here are tagged with the video for your reference. Up next, we will explore the final section, how to build a simple daily eating protocol that eliminates these risks, restores vascular elasticity, and keeps your brain protected from stroke for the long term. Now that you understand the hidden risks, let us bring everything together into a practical, science-based protocol, one that keeps your blood vessels strong, your circulation clean, and your stroke risk low well into your 70s and beyond. Here's what is really happening inside your body when you eat intelligently. Your endothelial cells stay smooth, your blood viscosity remains balanced, and your detox organs efficiently clear any waste that could thicken or clot your blood. That is how vegetables truly become medicine again. So let us walk through a simple daily framework. Morning routine. Reset and support detox. Begin your day with hydration that supports the liver and kidneys. Drink a glass of warm water with a squeeze of lemon and a pinch of mineral salt. This gently activates bile flow and balances electrolytes after sleep. For breakfast, focus on lower oxalate greens such as kale or bok choy paired with protein and healthy fat. For example, eggs cooked in olive oil with sautéed greens. This stabilizes blood sugar and primes nitric oxide production naturally. Midday. Optimize circulation and gut function. This is the best window for high nitrate vegetables such as beets, arugula, or spinach because blood flow and digestion are strongest. Combine them with vitamin C-rich foods like bell peppers or berries to block harmful nitrosamine formation. Add olive oil or avocado to boost absorption of fat-soluble nutrients that protect arteries. A short walk after lunch improves blood flow and prevents sluggish circulation that can increase clotting risk. Evening. Lower oxidative stress and support recovery. For dinner, focus on liver-friendly vegetables such as broccoli, Brussels sprouts, or cauliflower. These contain glucosinolates that enhance detox enzymes and help clear any pesticide or nitrate residues from earlier in the day. Keep the meal light and avoid excessive raw greens at night. Cooked vegetables are gentler on the kidneys and prevent overnight oxalate retention. Additional supportive strategies. Number 1. Rotate your vegetables. Repetition leads to accumulation. Variety distributes nutrients evenly and prevents overload of any single compound such as oxalates or nitrates. Number 2. Balance your minerals. If you are taking blood pressure medications, monitor potassium and sodium levels through regular testing. Consistent hydration with trace minerals supports healthy circulation. Number 3. Build antioxidant reserves. Make polyphenols a daily habit, a cup of green tea, turmeric in your meals, or a handful of blueberries. These neutralize free radicals before they can damage arteries. Number 4. Protect your liver and gut. Include fermented foods for microbiome balance and cruciferous vegetables to keep bile flow active. Your liver and gut are your frontline defenders against vascular inflammation. Number 5. Move daily, even light movement. A 20-minute walk, gentle stretching, or breathing exercises promotes healthy nitric oxide release, lowers blood pressure, and prevents the stagnation that increases clot risk. A 2024 meta-analysis published in Nutrients and Aging concluded that adults over 60 who followed a plant-diverse, low oxalate, and antioxidant-rich diet reduced their 5-year stroke risk by nearly 35%, independent of medications. The key factor was not calorie restriction or strict dieting, but balanced variety, moderation, and liver support. When you combine these lifestyle principles with mindful vegetable selection, you turn food into a daily vascular therapy, keeping your brain sharp and your body resilient. If this framework feels doable, tap the hype button below and subscribe. I share evidence-based strategies like this every day, helping you understand the science behind metabolic health and natural longevity. Up next, we will conclude with a short recap, tying together all 6 insights and your next steps to protect your brain and heart naturally. Let us bring everything together. You now understand that not every vegetable is automatically safe for everyone, especially after 60. The difference between healing and harm lies not in the food itself, but in your body's context, your metabolism, medications, mineral balance, and detox capacity. Here is what is really happening inside your body when stroke risk rises with certain vegetables. Aging arteries lose elasticity. The kidneys filter less efficiently, and the liver detoxifies more slowly. Add in reduced microbiome diversity, medication interactions, and the accumulation of synthetic nitrates or oxalates, and your once heart-healthy salad can quietly become a vascular stress test. Let us quickly revisit the 6 core insights you have learned. Number 1. Aging blood vessels require balanced nitric oxide. Not too little, not too much. Certain high nitrate greens can harm if oral or liver metabolism is impaired. Number 2. Oxalates from vegetables such as spinach or beet greens can overload aging kidneys, drive calcium deposits, and stiffen arteries. Cooking, hydration, and rotation protect you. Number 3, electrolyte imbalance. Particularly excessive potassium in combination with certain medications can disrupt heart rhythm and raise stroke risk. Balance and timing are key. Number 4, a sluggish gut and liver turn beneficial compounds into harmful ones, raising homocysteine and thickening blood. Support your methylation and detox pathways daily. Number 5, pesticides and synthetic nitrates from store-bought vegetables generate oxidative stress that damages blood vessels. Choose clean produce and boost antioxidants to neutralize the harm. Number 6, smart eating protocols, rotating greens, balancing minerals, and supporting detox organs make vegetables medicine again. When physiology is respected, food heals. The takeaway is simple. Nature's foods are powerful, but they require the right conditions. After 60, precision matters more than volume. The same spinach that strengthens one person could inflame another if the body's filtering systems are weak. That is why functional medicine always begins with context, not just calories. So here is your challenge. Over the next 7 days, implement just one of these changes. Maybe you swap your nightly spinach smoothie for lightly steamed kale. Maybe you add lemon water in the morning to support your liver, or rotate your greens every few days. Observe your energy, your digestion, and even your blood pressure patterns. The feedback from your body is your most reliable data. When you do this consistently, you will notice clearer thinking, steadier energy, and more balanced circulation because your blood vessels will finally be free from the silent stressors that accumulate with age. You are not powerless against stroke. You have biology on your side if you understand it and work with it. If this talk has added value to your health journey, like the video, tap the hype button, and subscribe. Each week we explore how to use science, nutrition, and functional medicine to reverse disease and extend longevity naturally. The supplements and foods we discussed are tagged with the video for your convenience. Protect your brain, strengthen your heart, and remember, longevity begins in the smallest choices you make each day.